On March 20th, 2025, President Trump dropped a bombshell on the American education system. He signed an executive order to dismantle the Department of Education. This decision sent shockwaves across the nation. It ignited a firestorm of debate about the future of education in the United States. This move, a long-held aspiration of conservative circles, seeks to shrink the federal government's role in education. Trump argues that states are better equipped to manage their educational needs. He claims this will lead to a more efficient and responsive education system. However, critics argue that this decision will have dire consequences. They fear it will exacerbate existing inequalities and undermine access to quality education for all. This essay will delve into the potential impacts of this controversial decision. We will examine the effects on employment, funding, services, and the political landscape. Furthermore, we will explore the uncertainties and long-term implications of this bold move. The first casualty of the executive order is the Department of Education's workforce. Layoff notices have already been issued to over 1,000 employees. Nearly 2,100 more are bracing for furloughs. A cloud of uncertainty hangs over the department's 4,400 employees. Their futures remain uncertain as the department grapples with the daunting task of dismantling itself. Many are left wondering about their job security and the fate of their careers. Education Secretary Linda McMahon, tasked with overseeing the closure, faces the Herculean task of ensuring uninterrupted service delivery during this tumultuous period. The department's ability to function effectively amidst this chaos is questionable at best. The human cost of this decision is undeniable. It leaves thousands of dedicated public servants facing an uncertain future. The closure of the Department of Education has significant implications for education funding across the country. Federal funding constitutes a substantial portion of public school budgets, averaging about 14%. However, this figure masks significant disparities among states. States like Mississippi and Alaska are heavily reliant on federal funds, which account for over 20% of their school district costs. The loss of this funding could be catastrophic, forcing them to make drastic cuts to essential programs and services. While some argue that states can compensate for the loss of federal funds, this seems highly unlikely. Education is already underfunded in many states, and the sudden withdrawal of federal support could cripple their ability to provide quality education. The closure raises serious concerns about potential misuse of funds by states in the absence of federal oversight and accountability. This move could exacerbate existing inequalities and create a patchwork system of education across the country. The Department of Education plays a critical role in ensuring equitable access to quality education for all students. It administers a range of vital programs and services, including those aimed at supporting disadvantaged students, enforcing civil rights, and ensuring accountability. One of the most significant concerns is the potential disruption of services for students with disabilities. The department plays a crucial role in enforcing the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, which guarantees a free and appropriate public education for all students with disabilities. The department also plays a vital role in enforcing civil rights laws in education. It investigates complaints of discrimination and ensures that all students have equal access to educational opportunities. The closure of the department could weaken enforcement of these crucial protections, leaving vulnerable students at risk. This raises serious concerns about the potential for increased discrimination and inequality in education. Section 5. The Student Loan Conundrum, Navigating a Sea of Change. The closure of the Department of Education throws the future of student loans into disarray. The department currently oversees a staggering $1.6 trillion in student loans for over 40 million borrowers. The Trump administration has proposed transferring the management of student loans to the Small Business Administration, or SBA. However, this proposal has been met with skepticism and concern. Critics argue that the SBA lacks the experience and expertise to manage such a complex and massive loan portfolio. They fear that the transition could lead to delays, errors, and confusion for borrowers. Moreover, the SBA's mission of supporting small businesses is vastly different from the Department of Education's focus on education. This fundamental mismatch raises serious concerns about the SBA's ability to effectively manage student loans. Section 6. A nation divided, political battle lines drawn over education. The decision to close the Department of Education has ignited a fierce political battle. Unsurprisingly, it has drawn sharp criticism from Democrats and education advocates. They argue that this move will harm students, particularly those from disadvantaged backgrounds. Public opinion polls reveal significant opposition to the closure, reflecting the deep divisions within the nation on this issue. Teachers' unions have also voiced their strong opposition, fearing the impact on their profession and the quality of education. Conversely, the move has been lauded by conservative groups who have long advocated for a reduced federal role in education. They argue that this will lead to more local control and innovation. This decision has further deepened the partisan divide in the United States. It underscores the politicization of education and the challenge of finding common ground on this critical issue. Section 7. A future shrouded in uncertainty. Long-term implications of the closure. The long-term implications of closing the Department of Education remain shrouded in uncertainty. The situation is fluid, with many details of the shutdown plan still unclear. One of the biggest unknowns is how the federal government will continue to fulfill its constitutional obligation to ensure equal educational opportunity for all students without a dedicated department. The closure raises concerns about a potential decline in educational quality and a widening of the achievement gap between students from different socioeconomic backgrounds. This could have far-reaching consequences for social mobility and economic opportunity. The dismantling of the Department of Education marks a significant shift in the educational landscape of the United States. It remains to be seen how this will unfold and what the ultimate consequences will be. Section 8. A reshaped educational landscape, decentralization and its discontents. The closure of the Department of Education signifies a dramatic shift towards decentralization in American education. This move reflects a broader ideological push for smaller government and a reduced federal role in various aspects of American life. Proponents of this approach argue that it will foster innovation and tailor education to local needs. They believe that states and local districts are better positioned to make decisions about education. However, critics argue that this will exacerbate existing inequalities and lead to a patchwork system of education across the country. They fear that states will prioritize different aspects of education, leading to a lack of consistency and a decline in overall quality. The dismantling of the Department of Education marks a pivotal moment in the history of American education. Only time will tell what the ultimate outcome of this bold experiment in decentralization will be. Section 9. Conclusion. Charting the uncertain course of American education. The closure of the Department of Education has plunged the future of American education into uncharted waters. This decision, driven by a complex interplay of ideological beliefs and political calculations, has ignited a firestorm of debate and uncertainty. The potential ramifications are far-reaching, impacting everything from funding and services to the very structure and philosophy of American education. While proponents hail it as a victory for local control and a return to constitutional principles, critics decry it as a devastating blow to equity, accountability, and the federal government's role in safeguarding educational opportunity for all. As the nation grapples with the complexities of this decision, one thing is clear: the American educational landscape is undergoing a seismic shift. Only time will tell what the ultimate consequences of this momentous transformation will be.